Hey, how's it going guys? It's Nexus here, and today I'm talking to you guys about the new World of Warcraft expansion, Legion. It takes place on the Broken Isles, which is a continent that has basically been forgotten about. Before the Great Sundering 10,000 years ago, this whole area was a bustling Night Elf civilization, but now it's a graveyard. It's on this continent that we'll discover the Tomb of Sargeras, which is an active gateway to endless Legion worlds thanks to Gul'dan, and through it is coming the biggest demonic invasion of Azeroth ever. To fight it, we're going to have to go to the Broken Shore and fight Gul'dan and his army, then we'll defeat him at the Tomb of Sargeras. Once the dust settles, we'll wake up to a world on fire and we're going to arise. This is where the expansion actually begins. When the expansion begins, you will have to find a fabled artifact of your class, and then you will wield it in whatever way you wish. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the artifact weapons. There are 36 artifact weapons, one for each specialization, to use against the Legion. To get an artifact weapon, you're going to have to do a special quest depending on your class and specialization. Some examples of the quests to do are: for a Rep Alley, you're going to have to venture to the Broken Shore where there was a battle with Gul'dan. For a warrior, you're going to have to delve into the steel tomb of Nurgle. For a Frost Death Knight, you're going to have to go to Icecrown Citadel, pick up the shards of Frostmourne and reforge it. For the artifact weapons, you can visually customize them in the way you wish, so you can express yourself, making you different to others of your class. You can change the weapon by unlocking things by raiding, or just upgrading your weapons, or doing other things in the world of Azeroth. Some examples of customization are with Ashbringer. You can turn it into a shattered Ashbringer with lightning holding it together, an Ashbringer made entirely of fire, or a corrupted Shadow Ashbringer. Paladins have Ashbringer. Mistweaver Monks has Shailoon, Staff of the Mist, designed in different ways influenced by the gods of Pandaria. For Fire Mages, you begin the search for Philo Melon. This was the weapon of Kel'Thuz's Sunstrider that he lost in the battle against the Lich King. The Eagle Spear is available for survival hunters. Frost Death Knights get Icebringer and Soul Reaper, forged from the shattered remnants of Frostmourne, the Lich King's sword. Enhancement Shamans get Doomhammer, Thrall's weapon. Feral Druids get the Fangs of the First Nightsaber. Instead of customizing your weapon as a Feral Druid, you can customize your cat form instead of the weapon, which is fucking badass. While you venture, you will earn artifact power. You can then spend artifact power to unlock traits. There is an artifact tree like the old talent trees which you unlock with artifact power. Buying an ability unlocks the adjacent nodes to then buy as well. The new class that has officially been announced is the Demon Hunter, taking on the powers of the enemy and what Illidan wielded. So we will see through Illidan's eyes the story of the Demon Hunters. We'll go back to the moment of the siege of the Black Temple where Illidan sends his Demon Hunters on a secret mission. We'll go through their past to the world of Mardoon. This is where Sargeras shattered that world and released the Burning Legion. Then we will learn how to be Demon Hunters and what it means to be them. Demon Hunters are going to have two specs: Havoc, which is a DPS specialization, and Vengeance, which is a tank specialization. The confirmed resource for Demon Hunters is Demonic Fury, which I'm guessing is similar to the way in which Feral Druids get their energy. So far we have 6 confirmed abilities: Fell Rush, which rushes forward dealing damage and gaining fury; Chaos Strike, which is a brutal attack that strikes all enemies in front of you; and Chaos Nova, which unleashes an eruption of fell energy, stunning all nearby enemies and dealing damage. Next we have Eye-Beam, which blasts the target and any surrounding enemies for damage over 4 seconds. Next we have 2 other instants. Next we have Spectral Sight, which allows you to see enemies through physical barriers such as walls, as well as those who are stealthed and invisible. This means you will be able to see rogues who are invisible, ferals who are invisible, and mages who are using their invisibility spell. This is going to be seriously insane in PvP. Next we have Vengeful Retreat, which means you vault back and avoid the next attack or spell directed at you. This is very good for getting away from something that very strong attack like Chaos Bolt. Additionally, it's been confirmed that Demon Hunters have the ability to double jump, so you can jump and then jump again in the air, which is amazing. I love that. Another thing Blizzard are boasting about is their character creation. They say they have unique options to the Demon Hunter to express the class in the way that you wish. You also can choose between horns, tattoos, and then skin variants, so you can have scales and such like that. And then you can have the eyewear, so you can have Illidan's natural eyewear or the veil, any other choice that they have. Like Death Knights, Demon Hunters are hero classes, but instead of starting at level 58, they begin at level 100. They both have stories entwined with the villains of an expansion. Death Knights had their story entwined with the Lich King, and Demon Hunters have their story entwined with Illidan. As such, their story begins on the night when we face Illidan in Burning Crusade, and they go on a secret mission to Mardoon, the world where Sargeras set free the Burning Legion. The official ad for Demon Hunters on Battle.net says, "Stalk your prey as a Demon Hunter. Dominate your foes as a Demon Hunter, an elven outcast shunned for daring to wield the terrible powers of the Legion. Exhibiting superior mobility and a preternatural sense of awareness, Demon Hunters can tap into forbidden powers at times of dire need, metamorphosing into terrible fell forms. Focus on Havoc to demolish any who stand in your way with fiery demon attacks, or specialise in Vengeance and go toe to toe with even the most powerful demons, withstanding massive punishment as their attacks fuel your hatred. Spectra Sight. Demon Hunter's blindness belies their powers of perception. They rely on magical augmented sight to detect enemies, even those that hide behind obstacles. Demon Hunters transform into hellish forms, enhancing their formidable powers. Damage-focused Illidari gain incredible swiftness and damage, allowing them to finish their prey, while those who prize defense become nigh invincible in their demonic forms. Unrivaled mobility. As I mentioned before, Demon Hunters can double jump, vault in and out of combat, and even unfold their monstrous wings to perform gliding descents and surprise enemies from above. This sounds fucking awesome. If you don't think that, I don't know what to do with you. He's a fucking badass. According to my knowledge, only Night Elves and Blood Elves can become Demon Hunters in the next expansion. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the zones. First off, Val'sharah. Once a pinnacle of Druidism, it's now a forgotten Druid refuge on the Broken Isles, where Malfurion became the first Druid under Cenarius. Here we will face Xavius, who's trying to unleash the Emerald Nightmare into Azeroth. We're going into the Emerald Nightmare to prevent this, where we'll get a few glimpses of the Emerald Dream. Next up we have Stormheim. There's not much to say, really. Next up we have Azunia. This is where you will discover the ghosts of ancient Night Elves, you will be introduced to the Nightfallen, and find the dying blue dragonflight. Fourth, we have High Mountain. This is the highest point in the Broken Isles, and is home to the High Mountain Tauren. It is a very rough terrain. Here you will visit the lair of the Earth Order. Lastly we have Suramar. This is where you will discover a new race of Night Elves, living there for 10,000 years, and they've been living off the abuse of their magical ability. They are pawns of the Burning Legion, and we are going to have to kill them. Kill them all. Now I'm going on to Champions. This is the new expansion's version of followers. You have fewer followers, but they are more meaningful, and you have more customization with them, and they have more world integration, which means instead of doing stuff instead of you, they do things with you. Alongside the introduction of Champions is the introduction of class orders. These class orders are a group of people of one class, like the Paladin Knight of the Silver Hand. You lead these class orders because you reclaim the Holy Artifact weapon for your class. Blizzard here are focusing on class identity. Order halls are a base of your operations for your class order, which you share with other members of your class only. An example of an order hall is the Paladins, who are beneath the Light's Hope Chapel. I think this is quite a good idea on Blizzard's part, because it reinforces just how much of a badass your character is. One thing I feel the need to mention is the increase in level cap. Again, with this expansion, Blizzard are raising the level you can achieve with your character. This time they are raising the level cap to 110, that is a full 10 levels on top of the 100 we already have. I hope this brings a lot of content in the next 10 levels, but I feel they shouldn't increase it by 10, they should increase it by 5 as they did in Kata, and then 5 again as they did in Mop. Just because it keeps the numbers down. I remember in Vanilla when no one ever thought we'd get to 100, much less 110 or any other, so I feel they should slow down and just keep it as it was, because really, how high can we go? Now I'm going on to what we really want, dungeons and raids. First, I'm going to start off with dungeons. First up, we have Halls of Valor. It is a level up dungeon in the clouds above Stormheim, inspired by Valhalla, and it is full of the greatest Verkal warriors. Next up is Blackroot Hold. It is an ancient elven fortress in Val'sharah, and is the ancestral home of Lord Crotalis Ravencrest. The final explained dungeon is Vault of the Wardens. It is where you return to the Demon Hunter prison, and you begin the hunt for Illidan. There are also plenty of other dungeons. First up we have Eye of Ashara, Darkcar Thicket, Neltharion's Lair, which I'm assuming is Deathwings, Helheim, Suramar City, and then Violet Hold has been moved to the Broken Isles. For endgame content, we have 2 confirmed raids, Suramar's Palace and the Emerald Nightmare, both of which I'm extremely excited for. Suramar Palace has 10 bosses, is home to the Nightwell, centre of Suramar's power, and it is where you face off against Gul'dan. For the Emerald's Nightmare, however, there are 7 bosses, and it is in the Emerald Dream, Twisted and Shadowed. You pursue Cenarius and face Xavius, stopping him from bringing the Emerald Nightmare into the actual world. To finish this video off, I'm going to go over what is probably the most important thing for them to get right in Legion, especially because there was no content for it in WoD, and that is PvP. It has been confirmed that they are completely revamping PvP. Instead of having the currency system that we have now for Honor, which means you can buy heirlooms and such, they are going for Honor ranks from 1 to 50. As you upgrade your ranks, you go and gain perks and bonuses, and then as you go higher you can actually spend your points on PvP talents. This means you will actually be able to have talents designated just for PvP, and they will only work in arenas and battlegrounds, and I'm seriously looking forward to this. Some of the confirmed PvP talents are Abolish Magic, which dispels magical effects every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. This is going to be quite useful in PvP if you are a Discipline Priest, because you will be able to dispel magical effects very easily. Another thing they are adding to PvP is the Prestige system, which is similar to how it is in Call of Duty. When you get to rank 50 of your Honor level, you can reset it and go through again for cosmetic rewards, mounts, and artifact variants, so you can have weapons on your skins depending on if you have gone through the Prestige system or not. Right guys, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to scroll down, click that cheeky little like button for Gul'dan, and I will see you later. Peace out.